Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are starting a very special and exciting project. I am currently standing in the backyard of my sister Monica and her husband Nick's brand new house that they built and moved into late last year. It was late enough, in fact, that they didn't have any time to establish flower beds or lawn or any of that business, which sometimes that's a nice thing, you know. It gives you a chance to live with the space, look at it, dream up possibilities. So today we are starting the project of taking this blank slate and making it something very fun. So right here you can see I'm standing kind of in a corner. We've got a patio in front of me with a beautiful collection of plants, which I'll show you in a minute. You can see right away that it is sloped, which we are going to be starting with that and rectifying the slope issue. But it is 40 feet deep and 60 feet wide, and it gets pretty much full sun. This area here gets sun in the morning, you know, it's east over here, so east, and then full afternoon sun on that side. We started off by making a list of some of the things that Monica and Nick want from this space. So one, a small patch of lawn, nothing huge, raised beds for fruit and vegetable production, and then maybe a picket fence with an arbor. She really likes how we've got like the lavender in front of our picket fence at home, and we've got a couple arbors that lead into our raised bed garden, which I think is a really fun idea for this space. And Monica really wants it to feel cozy and charming. And I don't think we'll have any problem getting it there. In fact, today is going to be so exciting because we are going to be addressing the biggest kind of issue, and that's the issue of the slope. When you have a raised bed garden and a lawn, for ease of watering and not creating a bunch of water runoff, having a level area is ideal. So to create that, we are going to terrace this backyard. We're going to have a flower bed come out. We'll have a rock wall here, and then this spot will be leveled out. The rock wall will come all the way over to about right here, and then it will start again about right here and come over about to the fence. We'll have a couple of steps up onto the patio, and that will enable us to have two level areas to plant in. And I think adding that extra element back here, a stone wall, will be just so beautiful, and I think that will up the charm factor back here big time. So we have a crew on their way right now from Fruitland Landscaping. It's a crew that actually works for my parents one day a week out in their garden. They just built the rock wall I showed you around their vegetable garden area and did such a beautiful job. Pedro's the owner of the company, super great to work with. So they're on their way with the stone. Monica and I already went down to the rock yard. I had her pick out her favorite. So they've picked that up. They're bringing some machines in, and they're going to help us with this heavy part of the job. We thought initially we could do it, and then I thought, you know, we're not professionals at this and we probably shouldn't be hauling rocks all day long. So anyway, I'm going to capture as much of the process as possible, and we'll be here several times because we have a lot of plants to put in the ground. We're going to set up the vegetable garden a different day, and it's just going to be so much fun to watch the transformation. And Monica's been collecting plants. You know, she works down at the garden center, so as things come in, she's been picking out her favorites, like this weeping Norway spruce, North Pole arbs, Japanese maple, there's a lilac, a couple of dwarf fruit trees, there's a weeping cherry, a box full of herbs, a rhubarb, a pine, some winterberry, and David Austin roses. And I've got some plants for her at my house. So anyway, between all of us, we'll be able to fill up her garden really fast. And my mom is on her way. She has not arrived yet. Oh, just saw the kitty dashing through.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi, Ash. Hi. It's a kitty they just adopted just a few months ago from McCall. What's the place called? McPaws Animal Shelter.
Oh, it's such a great shelter.
It smells so good in here.
Just got the rolls out of the oven, got them iced.
Oh.
And I'm hungry.
This is why I volunteered to do this project. So we are going to start our day off with some cinnamon rolls while we wait for the crew to arrive. And I told Pedro, like, we could help. I brought my gloves and stuff, but I'm not sure that, you know, sometimes when you get into somebody else's usual workflow, it can be more detrimental than helpful. So we're just going to kind of play it by ear and see how the day goes, and I'll try to capture everything I can for you. And I'll give you any necessary updates along the way. Also, real quick before we get started, I do have a rough sketch of what we're going for. That might be helpful. So this is the way we're looking at it, standing from the patio. So the patio here, this is where the rock wall is going to be. And we're going to put a couple of cone boxwoods there. Rock wall will swing over this way. This will be the lawn portion. There'll be an arbor with the fence. There will be the raised beds in maybe a little bit of a different formation because she's really loving those copper capped raised beds from Gardener Supply. So that might end up in here, and they don't have L-shaped ones. So that will adjust, and then there will be flower beds back here, a possible arbor against the fence on this side to create a really beautiful vista right there. Anyway, you know, things evolve, but this is the initial thought. Okay, now cinnamon rolls. right, guys, here's a little update. I think the guys have just left for lunch. Oh my goodness. Oh, they've picked out the perfect stone so far. Monica, look.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, it looks beautiful.
gosh, they've only been at it for a couple of hours.
Yeah, this is amazing.
They're like a tornado
Yeah,
of
seriously.
yard work. And they were out here using the leveler, so when they get ready to do this side, because this will be rock wall as well, and then we'll have our stairs down, it's gonna be so awesome. Anyway, that's how far they will dig down over here, and then it's gonna go over to this level right here, and then we'll, kind of end the wall over here before the flower bed starts. And then over here, when we get to this side, you can see that the level's actually higher, which surprises me. I thought for sure we were gonna have to just dig out this whole backyard. I was laying in bed last night just thinking about how big this project was, when it really, they're gonna be able to utilize some of the soil they dig out for the stairs to help level this area up a little bit, and just so that it all blends really nicely. But they've just done a tremendous job. So you can see the sprinklers right here, which what they're gonna do is just bring them right over here. And this one will probably be capped, but the ones that they move out over here, they'll just move the sprinkler out so that it's good for the grass that ends up here. But it's a 6-foot planting bed, which is super important. I feel like every flower bed should be 6 foot minimum. Whoa, the sun just came out. Oh, that feels glorious. It's actually chilly today. It's like 50 some. Not that that's super cold, but anyway, I feel like all flower beds should be 6 foot wide, because it just opens up the realm of possibilities for planting. When you see those little 2 and 3 foot wide flower beds, it's so limiting. And this way, Monica will be able to have space for things. She wants some, one of these windows is to a little reading room den. What do you call it? It's an office.
The library.
The library, yeah. So she wants to see some roses right below that window. And when you're looking for those, you can get ones that get 4 feet, wide, and still plant something really pretty in front of those. You have room for a little bit of layering, a little bit of texture and dimension, which, yeah, I think that's important to do. And then when you get over here, the rock wall will actually, the interior of it will meet up with the house. So the planting area will come all the way over to the house. So we will have space to do something like either a trellis with something wonderful, or maybe even a small architectural tree. And I'm not sure I showed you all the rest of this, but there's no access on this side, right? Just a door to the garage. But this will have a step right here, probably just one step. And then I think we're gonna have to do 2 on the other side. It's a little bit, you can tell, the yard has much more slope on this side.
It does. It kind of flattens out over here.
Which is perfect. It's gonna look like a sunken little secret beautiful garden. So our steps will be right in here, and then steps from the patio, which there's gonna probably be 3, will be right there. So what we're gonna do now while they're on lunch is we're gonna run to a rock yard that's nearby. All this rock came from Ontario Rock and Landscape, which is where we usually pick out our stone, but that's all the way over in Ontario. So we are going to head to a rock yard to pick out some stairs quick, so that they have those on hand. All right, guys, we are at a place called Strickland Stone. They've got a ton of rocks here, really pretty ones, ones that are huge with a lot of lichens. I mean, the rock yard goes this way, and up here, look at all of these. Oh my goodness, how do you pick them out? There's so many pretty ones, but this is what we're after. Look at all of these. These are perfect for stairs. In fact, this is where Pedro came and picked up the ones for Mom and Dad's staircase, down into the orchard. So we're thinking, should we measure these 2, Monica? I think these might be perfect for the side.
A lot. So, okay. This is
Perfect.
exactly 3 feet.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, that's so perfect. And that one is just a couple inches over.
Perfect. That one can be maybe bottom and then top.
So mark these 2.
Yes. Okay, and we need 1 more 3-footer. Okay, so we've got the 3 3-footers. Now we need 3 5-footers. All right, guys, it's actually day 2 of this project. Day 1 is kind of lining everything out. However, they got a bunch done yesterday. I was really surprised. But Monica and I, we still had to go pick out the stairs. And I think I turned my camera off right in the middle of that because it got so windy. And those poor guys out here, they were just working in the wind, but they got the stairs set. And I'm so happy with the progress here. Isn't it gorgeous?
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Look at this, you guys. Oh my word. So right now they're working on, they're going to bring the, very top layer level with the patio. Look at these stairs. I can't even believe there's this much dimension, really.
I know. Oh my gosh, and these are just the way, they just did such a perfect job.
They did. Oh. They did great. So then the other side of the rock wall will come out here. So it'll match, it'll do this kind of thing. It'll come out here. There'll be a step going up into the side yard, and then it'll end kind of down here by the wheelbarrow there. Those are our other stairs. I think this side we're going to need 2 for. And this side over here, the grade isn't quite as severe, so we'll only need 1. But they're just doing an absolutely phenomenal job. I'm just so thrilled. Super great guys to work with too. So what we're gonna do today, I hope, I'm gonna ask the guys if they're kind of done. I know that they found all their level out here, and I want to stay out of their way in terms of any kind of sprinklers they need to move around, but I would love to get the arborvitaes planted against the back fence. That's my hope. If not, I did bring in the arbor. We're not gonna really, we'll place it just to see where we like it, but we're not gonna install it today until we have the fence supplies. But we kind of just want to get a feel for the space now that we have this wall sort of in place. And then I also brought a big terracotta pot so we could plant the dwarf nectarine tree. I happen to have a big terracotta pot behind our barn. So going out 6 feet with your planting area, the whole thing with the rock wall, is probably about 7.5 feet. But it really makes a tremendous difference. Imagine if we would have done the rock wall like this wide. It's almost not worth doing, it's too skinny. This looks like appropriate scale to me. And then you get the right amount of space if you wanted to put some kind of an architectural tree in here. We had plans, I brought a couple boxwoods too, that's the other thing. I picked up a couple of cone boxwoods when I was down at the garden center along with 2 others for our house, and I thought they would look really pretty flanking the stairs here. And depending on how it goes, it might take them more than just today. I don't know, they work pretty fast, but it is like midday right now. So we'll see how far they get. I just don't want them to feel rushed, so I don't want to get up in their business. I want to plant a boxwood right now. Yeah. So we'll wait until they're completely done with both sides to do that. So we're just kind of feeling out the situation and letting this space evolve, and I'm just loving it. And real quick, a look from backed up on the patio. So of course, that stone will be over here and it'll be 1 layer higher. But you get to just kind of step down into this little sunken garden. It's just going to be so sweet. So thrilled with this whole project so far. It is cold today though. What did they just tell me it was out here? 40 something. Oh, it was really warm this weekend. It got to 80 on Monday. We wanted to stay out of the guy's way, so we brought the nectarine tree up front to repot it, which worked out perfectly because I had the pot in my truck and the soil, and Monica had her cart in the garage. Look at this beautiful thing. Oh my goodness, this is an Arctic Babe miniature nectarine. 4 to 6 feet tall is all this one grows. So it's well on its way. This is the same variety that I picked up to put in my sister-in-law's garden as well, which I'm going to probably add later this week in a very similar container, probably terracotta about this size. And apparently this is the very first miniature nectarine that has white flesh, and they're supposedly nice big standard sized nectarines, really sweet and self-pollinating. You do not need more than one variety in order to get fruit. And you are going to have, it looks like, an abundant harvest this year. So. Look at how gorgeous these are, and the bees have just been on them.
They've been working them, yeah.
Oh, except for today. The sun
cold.
Feels nice, but it is chilly.
This is the first time it's felt warm all day.
Yeah. Oh, that pot was just perfect.
It is.
I think we can, without getting in their way, because they are working on this side, putting in the step right on this side, I think we can get it to the patio and at least get it on the patio.
Right
Yeah.
Right at the end. That should
Okay,
be fine.
so one of us, the gravel over here, you guys did it thick.
Yeah, Nick and I did that ourselves.
Yeah, DIY. So I think one of us is going to have to push and one's going to have to pull.
Okay.
So anyway, here's your tag.
Oh, yeah. I'll
Gotta
set
keep
here.
that.
I want to save it. Oh, that's better. Okay. Oh, that's going to be the perfect size.
Yeah, it will be. I think
Yeah.
it'll be roughly like here,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll have a little fence
Uh-huh.
here.
Super
and then
cute.
raised beds here.
All
All right, guys, I think they've got about 1 day's worth of work left to do back here, but they got a tremendous amount done. It looks so awesome. We can't plant the arborvitaes yet because they have not finished the leveling quite yet, but we did get the nectarine planted.
Yeah.
So that's progress. But look at how gorgeous it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they got the 3 steps in. They got the whole rock wall built. They'll be backfilling a little bit more. In fact, we'll bring in some good stuff for that. We placed the 1 boxwood, which we will be repeating on this side right here. You can see the other boxwood tucked in the patio. And that'll bring a really nice little anchor, evergreen winter interest, Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be cute?
Yes.
And then you can see the rocks. They just did a gorgeous job. And you know what I think I love so much about using, like, these are kind of like big flagstones, honestly. And he said that they are a little bit more difficult to work with when you're building a wall, but they make for a much more interesting look because you've got some really nice long ones and then short ones. It really varies the pattern so you don't have too many that are the same length, which can look a little bit contrived, if that makes sense. Also, Monica, have a seat. I love having bigger stones on the top because look at that. You can see at the end here, that's our drip access for the raised bed. This is our drip access that we're going to be moving for these raised beds. And then we lined up the arborvitaes. We'll be putting about 6 of them back here. And then we placed the arbor. Uh-oh, something's coming back here, a blower. Okay, I'm standing all the way with my back up to the fence over here. We roughly placed the arbor. We don't know if that's exactly the center, but we just wanted to get a feel for it. In fact, we might even be moving it this way a tiny bit, maybe a foot or 2. Whoa, is the wind gonna blow it down? This arbor actually came from our garden. It was underneath the maple by the back shade porch. And we moved it because we had brickwork done over there and some stones, and Monica liked it, so here it is. So we're planning to do, the arbor with a fence on either side, which will probably graduate the fence down to kind of meet the stones over there with a lavender hedge in front and really create 2 separate rooms in this space. And it's going to be so exciting to see how this space evolves because you go in with one idea or a thought of how you think you might want it, and you kind of have to tweak things along the way. Like the raised beds we thought we were going to do, we're going to do something a little bit different now because our spacing's a little bit different. But let me tell you, the feel of this space, it just feels so good having 2 layers here, fixing that slope issue, not fighting that forever, fighting the water running off and irrigation being kind of a pain, So I'm really thankful that I was able to come in on this project right at the very beginning and kind of figure out something that would make them really enjoy the space. And they've just been so excited, and they're talking about all the furniture they want to get for their patio, and they do want to put a pergola in and how much time they're going to be spending out here. And that's what it's about, creating a space that makes you want to be out in it. And it's so fun to be part of that process. So we'll be tackling tackling this project as we can. You know, we're going to be waiting for Pedro's guys to be able to come back, which might be next week. They gave us 2 days of their week. In fact, one of the days, today is the day they're usually out at my parents' house, so we kind of poached them for one day to come work over here. So I think next week they'll be back to finish. So we will just try to capture everything as it happens in this space and as we have time. I think tomorrow we're going to be back in my sister-in-law's garden working on her vegetable garden space. It's just fun to be in new different spaces. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, bravo to Pedro and his guys. They just did an amazing job. So thankful to be working with them. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.